Hello YouTube, this is Michael B. the Game Genie, and this is a video response to 1138's Top 3 Tuesday featuring Dan's Game Room. Your top 3 franchises you'd like to see revisited. So guys, right off the bat, I'm gonna have to say that I completely agree with Ed. And see, this is hard because I get to see other people's responses, and games or franchises that I would talk about, I don't really want to talk about because they've already talked about them. But I am gonna say this, so bear with me one second. Beat 'em ups, especially Streets of Rage. Streets of Rage is a fantastic game. Probably one of my favorite franchises on the Sega Genesis. Boop. Unfortunately, I don't have the original copy. This is the only copy I have. But I absolutely love Streets of Rage. And I never ever got a chance to pick up the sequels on the Sega Genesis. So one of my favorite things I picked up this past year, and it's probably one of the only real Sega releases I picked up on a modern day console outside of Bayonetta, is Sonic's Sega Genesis Mega Pack. Because it had all these amazing games on it that I wanted to replay. So I could go back and replay great side-scrolling beat-em-ups, such as Altered Beast, Streets of Rage 1, 2, and 3. Fantastic. And I think the thing that Ed said that really spoke to me, and he's going to talk about all the other games we're going to come and talk about, is the problem is with all these new graphics and 3D and the new cinema scenes, everything else you can put into a game, they go so far that it's got to be the most advanced and new and best looking game that they forget about what's really important, and that is the fun factor. And, you know, Ed said it best. If you do another Streets of Rage now with just updated graphics, but it's still a side-scrolling beat-em-up, it'd sell. It'd be amazing. I would definitely buy it. I'd buy it opening day. Fantastic. An example of a company that's done this, and done this well, is Nintendo. I mean, we all know about New Super Mario Bros. The Wii U is on its way out, and they're really trying to push the Nintendo 3DS. And how are they doing this? They're releasing new side-scrolling Mario games. Fantastic. Excellent, excellent idea. And the Wii is another example of where they've done this. They brought back Punch-Out. They didn't try to make it this 3D crazy experience. They actually just made it a fantastic game that was an homage to the original. And you know what, Nintendo? Bam! You did it. It's great. But where this was done fantastically was Donkey Kong Country Returns. Great job of bringing this franchise back. And this game was so much fun to play. And they just took something that was amazing in 16-bit and made it incredible on the Wii. I love Donkey Kong Country Returns. So the first franchise I'm going to talk about, I'd like to see done in the exact same style is Donkey Kong Country Returns, and that is an amazing TurboGrafx 16 franchise. No one's surprised I'm saying TurboGrafx 16, but the Bonk franchise. I mean, why not? Bonk's Adventure, Bonk's Revenge, two of the best games on the TurboGrafx, especially if you appreciate platformers. You can do a platformer so well nowadays. You know, you keep the controls simple, simplistic, and you just update the graphics a little bit. I would love to see the return of Bonk. Fantastic. This would work out really well. Another thing that really grinds my gears, really irritates me, is what they've done to role-playing games. Can anybody remember the last time they bought a platform system role-playing game that was extremely good? And, you know, I'm talking about your classic JRPG battle system. You can have some small concepts that are going to change or something like that, but just basically turn-based battles. Simple, have a world map, make it as non-linear as possible. One game I absolutely loved growing up, and I own pretty much every iteration I can get my hands on, was Breath of Fire. I have Breath of Fire on the Super Nintendo. Unfortunately, I don't have Breath of Fire 2, but I have Breath of Fire 1 and 2 on the Game Boy Advance. I have Breath of Fire 3 and Breath of Fire 4 on the PlayStation. And I do own Breath of Fire DansGameCorner, but let's not talk about it. That's when a game franchise gets reimagined into 3D, and you can really see where it goes off the rails. You know, guys, it's not that hard to do. You could do an amazing job. Just go back to the basics of Breath of Fire. Fantastic game, fun, great storyline. I hear dragons are in now. Anybody watch that Game of Thrones? But if you want to look to see a game that's modern, that did it right, that's a platform system game, take a look at Dragon Quest VIII. By far, the best revival of a franchise I've ever seen. This game is an absolute masterpiece. They use this really cool cel-shading graphical style. They did a fantastic job. You combine classic Breath of Fire with Dragon Quest VIII, you've got a winner. An absolute winner. So my last choice is one that one of the other YouTubers that does response video to Ed quite frequently. He'll really enjoy this, and I'm talking about Ligaya Rasaru. I don't know if I said that right. That's how I've always pronounced it. And the reason why I think you'll like it so much is because his namesake comes from a certain series of games that is my #1 series I'd like to see revisited. And that is Legend of Ligaya. What a fantastic PlayStation RPG. This was the second RPG that I bought after I re-fell in love with video games after playing Final Fantasy VII, and I found this game to be absolutely fantastic. It's got a unique concept on your JRPG turn-based strategy role-playing games. It uses a concept that's kind of similar to what the magic system is in Chrono Trigger, where you get to choose certain moves or certain spells all in a combination taken away from your battle points. But on top of that, just the storyline, the graphics, the way this game played out was just so much fun and so enjoyable. So much so that I actually bought the PlayStation 2 sequel that didn't do very well, and it really irritates me because it basically was the same game, just with a little bit updated graphics. So maybe I'm shooting myself in the foot here by saying this, but what I'd like to see, you know, do a PS3 version of Legend of Ligaya. Do another one. But do it the exact same way you did the sequel. Even though it didn't sell back then, there was a lot of competition at the time. I mean, there were so many good PlayStation 1 RPGs, and then PlayStation 2, the RPGs were really good at first. But right now, anybody who's a big classic JRPG fan like me will tell you, outside of the Dragon Quest games that they've been making on the DS, it's not a whole lot. Everything is this new, unique format or formula. Just look at the bottom-feeding releases from the Final Fantasy series. You'll know there's a desire out there for this. We're ready for another revolution of JRPGs here in North America. Anyways, guys, it's been Michael B. the Game Genie. Want to say thank you so much, EdT1138, for letting me be a part of Top 3 Tuesday once again. Dan's Game Corner, I've been subscribed to you for a while now. Really enjoy your reviews. I like the fact that you're a TurboGrafx 16 enthusiast. Big surprise, right? Love the TurboGrafx 16. Anyways, guys, you should check both these guys out. If you've subscribed to me and somehow you don't know about it, 2 of these other guys, go check them out right now. I'll leave links to their channel down in the comments below. Alright, this is Michael B. the Game Genie, and I'll talk to you next time. And Dan's Game Corner, I just subscribed to you today. Look like you... Actually, that's a lie.